Gather round, kids, and pull your guns. Cool your heels and pull your thumbs. Listen to all the voices now. Don't ask why, don't wonder how. A simple mind will kindly suit this soul, where gods and angels struggle to exist at all. Because you know the end is come and gone, left us behind here with our only friend. There's a shadow on a wounded knee, and some ashes on the family tree. It was burning since the man-made time, through most of yours and mostly mine. With the sun shades a gravely face, after shitting on amazing grace. Because you know the end has come again, and left us behind you with our only friend. A modern man has a life to plan, and many more before he feels he can. Forever after breeding for the cause, forever licking those filthy paws. And if the world is at your fingertips, then why do you still try to conquer it? Because you know the end is oh so near. Seems like that's the case almost every year. Gather round, kids, and pull your guns. Pull your heels and pull your thumbs. Listen to the voices now. Don't ask why, don't wonder how. Cause you know the end is come and gone, left us back here with our kingdom. That was a song in the key of Edward. My name is Storie Grubb, and I have a tale to tell. Sitting ducks, we are sitting ducks for you. We are sitting ducks. That was a song I wrote for my dad. I used to sing it when we used to go duck hunting. The ducks would gather around and listen to their little song. I'd go, "Hello, duckies," and they'd be like, "Quack, quack, 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 quack." And then my dad would shoot them all. We ate good that winter. How's everybody doing out there? Play story of my... Oh, okay. No problem. It was the story of my life. When I got home, I married my dear wife. And then she died, and I died right along with her. And we buried into the pyramid. Oh shit. The story of my life. La 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 la. I can't believe you remember that song. I wrote that back when I was like 16, back when I lived in a hole 3 miles underground. It was an interesting time. That was the story of my life. Living 3 miles under the ground. I was terrified, nothing ever makes sense anymore. I got so much baggage, you can call it trauma. And that's the story of my life. I love you, God. You're my puppy. I think I gotta change that to kitty cat or something. Kitty cat. Whatever. I gotta get ready to go to work, everybody. I gotta do a quick costume change. There we go. How's everybody doing? No, any suggestions? Come in and with me. If you're coming here for the first time, just know that it's going to cost you $25 up front. But at the end of the year, you'll make $50 back. And then we can all be friends. We don't have to make fun of each other anymore. We can just say, let's accept each other. And we can just move on with our lives. I mean, I don't see the harm in that. And if you see the harm in that, well, then you write it down and you send it in a letter to me. And I will make sure that the management and the rest of the producers see it. Okay? 1 sec. Oh, gosh. This is really far away. The story of my life. Story. It's pretty long. This goes on for about 24 minutes. If I was an actual stage actor or a trained actor, I would have realized that the nose was still on. I should have been going the story, but that would get annoying kind of quick. I like every day is Halloween. Every day is Halloween. Yeah, thanks, man. I think that one is just B and G. I went to clown college today, and I graduated. I started and I graduated all in the same day. It only cost me $4,000. But it's okay because it was Monopoly money. Wasn't that funny? It really wasn't. Because what happened was that I fully dived into the character. And by the time I was walking out the door and I was a valedictorian. I mean, by the end of the day, this all happened today. This just happened. I just got home. And then I got kind of scared. And I realized, that I don't really think I could handle all that pressure. That's a lot of responsibility to be the V-boy. To be the V-dog, the V-clown, if you will. And I decided against it. And I just thought, oh gosh, maybe that's not the life for me. But, so I sat down. Now I'm caught up. Now I've actually caught up to what's happening now. And I'm just narrating what I'm doing next from now on. So now I'm narrating what I'm doing next from now on. And it's an endless cycle. Until something new happens, that's going to be what's happening. I don't have anything else. Yeah. It's been a long, lonely, endless road out of hell. Uh, but hell is a place worth going because then it helps you measure your happiness even more, helps you realize that life isn't a box of chocolates at all. Life is a milkshake. It's all, it's everything in there. It's just mixed up, and some big old succubus monster, some terrible, demonic, ginormous monster comes out of the ocean, and it mixes us all up together into a big frosty or something. It's a little bit of the clown cover, takes it on there, throw it on there for some cream, sucks it all down, and it enjoys it. And we don't get any of it. And I, for one, am just sick of not getting anything at all, ever. Except for, I get a lot of stuff for free. But that's simply because I'm good at magic. I'll show you something. I'll show you a magic trick. Alright, I gotta warm up first. Hold on. Sorry. Ow! It's okay. It's okay, buddy. You got this. Hold on, everybody. Every day I had the kind of friends you had to watch they'd steal from. I had the kind of friends you had they'd steal from the bank. I don't know what the hell that means, but I want it on my gravestone. Truly, truly I do. Still warm it up. No, I actually thought that I would draw for a second. Oh, Monopoly. It'd be fun to come back through and take some of the stories out of some of the weird things that I come up with, some of the strange and deranged things my simpleton brain comes up with, and animate it, put it to an animation or something. It would be a fever dream. Lo siento to my Spanish and North American speaking brethren out there. I wasn't fully prepared to take on the weight of this exotic responsibility, but I think I'm going to be able to do it today. Ow. When did that happen? What the fuck? Alright, everybody. Let's get you up here. Yeah. So who did it? Which one of you pulled the trigger? I don't believe you. Gotta change out of the glasses, man. Gotta get with these ones. Alright. Now that the producers are gone, I just wanted you to see up my nose. Monopoly. I like Monopoly. Monopoly. Make a lecca high, make a hiney hope. Do you feel like you're getting crazier? Who said that? Every time I move on this seat, it goes. Hey, Black Mirror. See how I got it that time? Last night I was just like, "What's up, Black?" I was like, "Oh, that probably doesn't sound very good." Except maybe, it's. I don't know why people get offended by people's skin. It's the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest thing to me. To be to trip out on somebody the color of somebody. What? It's where I can't even say something, and then I'm like, wait, hold on a minute. I shouldn't say that. You can make fun of me. I can make fun of you. I hate you. I hate me. Wait, what? Wait, I hate you. I hate me. What the hell? That means that's a. Whew. I got some work to do. I've got to put on a new hat today. There we go. Alright, I think that's better. Okay. No, I do feel better. I feel like oh, that's right. I see in black and white now. Perfect. Therma, you came on. Right when you son of a... Okay. Hold on, folks. I just wanted you to be witness to the new hat situation. And now if you'll follow me. Hold on. Oh, there you go. I'm going to lean you over. Yeah, just get comfortable there. Now we're just going to open your mouth out and take out a few of your teeth. Yeah, stick out your tongue. Why does it look like that? Why is your tongue purple? What the heck? Why do you have 3 tongues? What is this? Is this a joke? No, okay, dokie. Honey? Yeah, dear. Please go get this. Yeah, the scalpel. The children's scissors. Yeah, we're gonna need the children's scissors. The only way we're gonna get this out of their mouth is with pain. Unfortunately, yeah, they have a 4th one's coming in the back, guys. That is just disgusting. This is gonna take a lot of pain. Pain is the gain. I'm glad you came to the show. All right, let's draw. Do you guys want to go with me to the beach tomorrow and go surfing? I'm going surfing, surfing, turfing, little going, a little gaggle with the gaggle gets going surfing. Something like that. I don't even know what I'm gonna draw. This is stupid. I don't know if I can just jump back and forth like this. Look at this pen. It's all like, look at it. I gotta get rid of this pen. I'm gonna scream. I am gonna scream. Does anybody remember that time? Hello, Daniel. I make some happy little accidents. Let's bring these little happy little bastards to life. I just don't buy this. There's something about that I just do not like. And it's really freaking me out. You just realized what you're singing for. Oh, what? Jamon. Hold on. Don't say it. Don't you dare say it. Jim Carrey? Robin Williams. I hear that one a lot. I miss Robin. Tex Avery. I've never been to Kansas. Or where is that? Tex Avery. Is it a place? Or is that a person? What the fuck, Pen? Come on. Wake up, Pen. You're not doing yourself any favors. You're gonna be going in the trash right after this. Make me look dumb in front of my friends. You do that to yourself. Wait, what? The pen can talk? What the hell? Yeah, I can talk. I'm the pen. And I'm the one that draws. You hear me? Stop making fun of me and making fun of my friends and just let us do our job. Little pen? I didn't know that you all were sentient. I am so sorry. I've been mishandling you all these years. Yeah, I know. Word gets around, man. I'm sorry, Pen. That's okay. Let's get to work now. Oh, you're so kind. You're so very... Shut the hell up and draw. Okay, I'm all over it. We're going shopping. He's a singer and a droopy. Tom and Jerry. You think. I think. Everything but the kitchen sink. I think I just farted when I laughed. Did you hear that? Did you smell that? I did. Penny, you don't even have a voice. Its name's not Penny. What is the pen's name again? I just had it. I lost it. Just gonna call you Ink Brain from now on. You see, when I run out of food out here, I just eat the Sharpies. But you can only eat so many before you die. Yeah. I got half of one down. In all the 39 years I've been here. It's kind of like being on vacation in hell. Living in the Antarctica region of the moon. Yep, that's right, Therma. Thank you very much for that punctuation, darling. She's my water heater, as you can hear. She's knocking around, telling her little knock-knock jokes. She's a knocker. She's a knocker. Yep, that's right, darling. You make me want to die. I love ya. It's my water heater. Wait, that'd be water heater. How do you say heater? Heater. Whoa. There, Ma. I'm sorry, sweetie. I didn't mean to. It's kind of getting real over here. So those knocking noises you hear are, it's the sediment that's built up over the years inside this water heater, which is like 2 feet away from me. And sometimes it makes the loudest crashing sounds, like a freaking car wreck right next to you. And it'll turn off and be all quiet, but then a second later it'll just come crashing down. And it is freaking terrifying sometimes. Like when it doesn't catch me off guard very often now, but when I first started working out here and being out here, it used to freaking scare me something fierce. I'll tell you that much, friends. Knocks 3 times, it's a demon. Knock 4 times, it's a gold. Knock 5 times, it's semen. And if it's 6 times, it's an egg left out in the cold. I love that song. It's got I think it's called the Semen Song. I can't remember exactly. Yeah, that's right, there. I think it was called the Darling Eat My Egg song. It's kind of gross though. Can't believe you remember that, but you don't remember my birthday. Yeah, no, I'm talking to you. Shit. She acts like she can't be unplugged from the wall. Yeah, yeah. She's sweet though. I love you, darling. You know I didn't mean nothing by that. I love you. Who's there? Steal the goose who? Steal the goose me? Oh my gosh. She's so funny. There's my real girl. My real wonderful little angel. She's always trying to find something to eat. Look at the way she just sits there like a little princess. Oh my goodness. That's Abigail. That's Abigail. Hi, sweetie. What are you doing? She's like, I'm gonna go over there where I'm not supposed to go. Look at all my props. Don't look at my mess. Sorry for the puppies. Scared looking for something to kill. Yep. She is, man. If she was on a ranch, she would be a great mouser. She's definitely a ever since she was a baby, I used to get, freeze-dried meaty treats and stuff, and she is very food motivated. But wow, Therma, thank you. She just called me ugly. Yeah, no, just my hands. Come on, man. You have to get more clever than that. She just said just my hands are ugly. Yeah, well, actually, I'll take that. I'll take that. I mean, that's pretty good. You didn't say anything about my feet this time. Oh, she just turned off. Sometimes the sediment is still up there, and it comes crashing down. And sometimes it doesn't. It's so strange. I guess this is one of those times. But I was expecting it. I forgot what I was talking about. Cats can't help themselves. Oh yeah, but I have to have like a rubber band free house because she eats rubber bands. When I first realized it, I got a few off my hands and stuff like that, or my wrists, and I threw them in the garbage. And she went hunting for him. It's like she smells them, and she goes hunting for him in the garbage and pulls everything out and finds them at the bottom and eats them. You find like little bits of it here and there, but not most of it, And then you see it in her poop. And then of course, I get curious, so I have to try it. But the cool thing about it is once it's passed through her, then it's safe for me to eat. So I eat it all the time now. Now I'm hooked. But that's another reason why we have to have a rubber band free household, because I was feeding it to her and the monkeys. That way they would poop it out and I could just eat it and put it in my coffee and stuff like that. Put it in my coffee beans. That's how I get my coffee beans too. I mean, this is how the world works. Not with a blessing, but with a jerk, So, rub it in. That's what I say. Rub it on in. If you got the oil, you got the time and the money and the gold, just do it. I put gold flakes all over my body. Just rub it right into my temples, on my forehead. When I have migraines, I pour silver up, with liquid metal up my nose. Keeps me balanced. keeps me regular, keeps me normal. Sometimes the art guard doesn't work as well as I need it to. It's not as strong as it used to be since they started regulating it. Regulators mount up my ass. Sons of... I won't get into it here. It's all about these these people that are trying to keep our everything from us. But the art guard back in the day used to just be top notch, and now it's just bottom shelf. But I still have to do those stupid commercials. I don't like promoting that stuff, even though I like the taste. I like the candy coating on it, but then everything after that is really sour and very confusing and morbid. So, but I like it every once in a while, just to tune out, just to turn off, just to flop out, just to flop around. I'm cool with that. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing tonight? Where do you guys live? What do you think about when you dream? What do you think about when you fall in love? These are things I need to know in order to become more of a human. What is love? I heard that it only cost about $1.99, but that was down south where I'm from, down south of the border in Australia, near the Manchester Stadium, there in England somewhere, across the ocean, far away, near New York, but just south of Alabama. Like I said, it's been a long, hard road out of hell, especially when you don't even know where you come from. But golly gosh darn dang, everybody, if I don't know where I'm going. Straight back to hell. uh, that's why I'm asking you. From the bottom of my heart, link is in the description. Come on now. For the price of a penny a year, you can help me afford some more Sharpies. Or not, whatever, just, it's totally up to you. For the price of a penny a month, you too can change the life of an overrated artist. Or a wannabe. I really want to be an artist. I want to be. Well, I want to be an artist. Licking up the cow dew, riding on the horses. I want to be an artist all day. Oh, hallelujah, amen. Hip, hip, hooray. American artist. Riding bulls and bucking off the broncos in the stables. I don't know. I had an idea and then I ran with it. I hope somebody was writing that down, maybe. How many hours until you're monetized? Shane. Who's Shane? Sorry? Yeah. Sean? That says Sean. Oh. But it says Sean. Yeah. Oh, that's not Shane? No, that's Sean. Oh. Weird. Okay. What is he asking again? How many hours, the hour... What? You didn't... Just answer that question. Oh, I don't... I'm not sure. I can't tell if it's 4,000 or 10,000 at this point. Honestly, I don't know if they'll monetize my channel. I wouldn't... I don't want to get my hopes up, because I go pretty crazy on my channel sometimes. And I think, there's rules, and I think I've done videos that I cussed too much or said things that I don't think YouTube would agree with me, or so, that kind of stuff. Even though I would love to do that to go monetize, because I've talked about this a lot, that if I were able to, obviously if I won the lottery and this became my job, hypothetically speaking, this show wouldn't be just like this. There would be so much more to it. Like if I had the funds and the time and just to focus on this, and this was my job, I wouldn't be in this garage with the water heater right next to me. I'd be in like a warehouse where I could build sets and have people come in and act and have bands come in and perform that are touring, have them come in and like be in a skit or like play a few songs or, interview them even. there would be a lot more going on, and because it's like just literally something I do in my spare time. But it was about a year ago, about a year and a half ago almost now, that I started doing these videos like this, where I turned my channel into like a um, what it is today, I guess. But it's always evolving too, and that's what I like about it. And I don't ever like being stagnant or like the feeling of being stuck. And that's, I think, why I have so many of my what do you call it, like irons in the fire or whatever the expression is. Biscuits in the gravy, whatever, licks in the lollipop, that kind of stuff. Is that something you'd be interested in doing? Oh yeah, I think you must have. You're worthy. Thank you, man. Or thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's something that I question a lot, even as I'm doing it, like all the the weirdness and stuff, like with me talking and the characters, and it's just that the anymore I don't even know who the real me is, to be honest. And I'm at this point in my life where I really just don't care who the real me is. Like all of these characters are a part of me, and I wouldn't be who I am without, because they're all in there anyways, and there's so many more, and there's so many things going on all the time in my brain. Um, and having more time to do this kind of stuff, it is like a therapy, because even going live, I never used to just be able to sit here and draw like this in front of people. I'm not that I'm going like super fast like other artists do, I'm sure on YouTube, but um, it's gotten a lot easier just talking and doing this, and even because I don't want people just to sit. I don't. It seems boring, like for me to be like, so now I'm doing this because it represents. I'm drawing a window because I want it to be a window to his soul in the forehead. All this crap. Um, I think that would be boring for people to sit through, and so naturally, I just want to entertain folks because I'm a goofball. You can find goofballs on aisle 3, by the way. They're on sale right now. But, yeah. I like just being silly too, and I think it'd be boring if I was just sitting here not saying anything either, or just playing music all the time, which unfortunately I can't play a lot of music, only a few things, because it copyrights everything. It's not the Wild West anymore on YouTube, that's for sure. Oh, Aaron said something naughty. Aaron, that comment says a lot about you, my friend. Okay? So now you just take it easy. Stick around and tell a better joke and we can be friends. Or get lost. I don't want, like, my badass viewers and moderators to see that drivel. So grow up a little bit and we can be friends, buddy. Believe me, you're barking up the wrong tree. But other than that, your comment was pretty funny. So right there now I'm drawing a flower, just so I can show people exactly what it means to be free. Free of love, free of hate, free of life, free of death, free of charge. Yes, twice, in one day. That's what I call the 5-finger discount, the 5-finger death punch. It's no coincidence, friends. It's the same amount of syllables in both of those threats. Doesn't make them quite as empty as we thought. It means you gotta stay on guard and know your enemy. Know your enemy, but pick your battles. Choose your battles wisely. Can't fight them all, can't win them all. Why would you want to? Some battles you can't win. Some battles you'll never win. But the battle of your heart, for your soul, for your mind, well, that's your battle, and nobody else's. All right? Just keep that in mind. I love you. More than you know. And I'll see you in your dreams tonight. You may not think you dream, but you do. And I'm teaching you how to fly, like Peter Pan. Now drink something because I want you to be hot. It just came out my nose. Now drink something because I want you to be hydrated. You deserve love, all of you. You deserve life. You deserve more than I can ever give you. More than I could ever offer. You are the ones I do this for. For you do this to me. It's a give-take sort of thing, and it's an honor to be in your presence. And I'm flattered that people would even come here and hang out, let alone comment and say cool shit. So I appreciate the ones that do, that's for sure. I may not have all the answers. I'm one away from having all the answers, babies. I may not have them all, but I know one thing. I don't know squat. And I can guarantee you this. I'll never know squat. And I think that's the point. I think that's the point. I'm sure there's a lot more people who will get it. People who get it, though. Oh, okay. Gotcha, man. What was I saying that you said don't say that? Sometimes it takes me a long time to get my point across. So I have to start with all these caveats, these intros and outros and crap. But once I get to the point of something, I feel like I've already lost it anyways. What was the point? And then once you get to that point, you just can't help but think, oh yeah, that's right. Old fools like me don't bother making points no more. There's no point. I'm not going to change anybody's mind. Can't change people's mind, but you can ruin somebody's day. Why would you want to do that? I'm just trying to be remembered for doing cool stuff. Like jumping off of bridges into tin cups made of steel. Like dancing with elephants in the ocean. Like growing islands in the middle of the Great Salt Lakes. I am known for these things. For I am a dark evil being. Wait, no. Hey, those, Jimmy, that's the wrong cue cards. Can you put those? There you go, buddy. Oh, you just bumped into the... Dude, you're bumping into the... Just those cue cards are for next week's show. And it's like a... Yeah, it's like a dark themed. Can you turn them around? Perfect. Golly gumdrops, everybody. I like to draw. How's everybody else feeling out there tonight? This used to be 2 stick figures. I don't know if you can see the stick figures anymore. But it was, I promise. That is running out of ink. I don't want to be in here with us. Oh wait, what did I miss? Just tell me I don't know poop from apple butter. I'm kind of like a big deal in the dream world. I've built continents worth of memory and content. Continents of content in my dreams. The funny thing is, it reminds me a lot of Lost, like the island on Lost, my dreams. Because it seems like I'm always near the ocean, and I always dream about the ocean. Even when I was landlocked, I always had dreams about the ocean. And that's why this around where I live now, it's interesting because I live near the ocean, and I feel like that's why I feel so connected with this area now. Because I feel like I was dreaming about it all this time. But I have these dreams where because I can breathe underwater, first of all, in my dreams. I can also fly. But in my one of the dreams I had at the ocean was I went under the water. I was like sort of at a beach, but it was in sort of like a little cove. But I walked out into the water where it was like really freaking deep, and I just went all the way down like 30 feet to the ground, or the seabed, I guess. And I looked out into the ocean, and coming towards me, I saw what looked like headlights, like car headlights. And as it got closer and closer, because it was scary, I was like, what is this thing? And I was just sitting there watching this thing come towards me. I thought it was like a submarine or something, but it was an orca whale, and it had like car headlights for eyeballs, and it was coming right towards me, and I was panicking trying to get out, and then it dodged me at the last second and left me alone. But it was kind of scary. I like scary dreams though because it makes you relieved when you wake up. I like the feeling of being there's something comforting in because I have dreams where I'm in prison and I'm sentenced to life for like murder. And I'm like in the dream, I've been in prison for a week or something. And it's horrible. And I'm trying to fight people and defend myself and all this crap. And then you wake up and it's the most relieving feeling ever. You're like, "Oh my God, I'm not in prison for life. I'll be good. I'll be good, I promise." Those dreams are freaky. And that's the funniest thing about your mind is that it can do that to you. Like I said before on this channel, my dreams are, and I'm sure this is like this with everybody because of television and movies and that sort of stuff, just media in general. My dreams are very cinematic, and they're like movies, and there's plots and all sorts of subplots going on too. I mean, thousands of subplots. When I dream, there's a city's worth of people in my dreams, and I get to interact with all of them. And also, if you know anything about dreams, for a lot of us, anyways, you can become anybody, just like in the Matrix, how the agents can jump from person to person. That's how it is in dreams too, and you'll be the person like be like a group of people surrounding one person in the middle, like if they're on the ground and all these people come over to, oh, what's going on? What's going on with this person? You're like the person on the ground, but then you're all of these people looking down, and you can see all of it at once. It's just the most. It's just very well, it's dreamy. It's very dreamy. I don't know how else to explain it. There we go. Something's happening with this stupid face. Whoa, I got 19 likes. Holy cow. Aaron, were all of those you? You naughty boy. I'm keeping an eye on you. Hey, Sir Smokes a lot. Oh, I'm good, man. I am good. Beautiful start to the madness. I'm always just getting booked into prison. I have those dreams a lot. See, that's the thing. Sometimes you have dreams and obviously your conscience and your own brain and your feelings and all that stuff matters when it comes to what happens in your dreams. It's all relevant. But it's almost sometimes you feel it so hard, whatever the scenario is, that it's almost like a past life or it's something that you've done before or you're able to actually jump into somebody else's mind for a while. That's how vivid dreams can be, where people think that people say that you can't focus on details, but I draw in my dreams. I draw and I have tablets like this that are just you know, filled with drawings and stuff, and I just look through it, and it's I think they're just a lot more powerful than people give them, like the general populace give them credit for, I guess. Dreams are powerful, and you can use them, and just to even entertain yourself, you can just have them so you can every night you dream, it's just going to be some wild adventure. And sometimes it's like a bad trip or something where you go off in this strange tangent. But sometimes those tangents are just so stupidly cool. Do I believe in? Oh yeah, I believe in all that. Astral projection. I'm pretty sure that I've done something similar to that. Like, you know that movie, The Shining? Um, Yeah, by Stephen King. Or the book, I should say, too, mainly, I guess. Um, yeah, that's about me. You see, Stephen King, he met me at a gas station when he was a kid, and he gave me a bunch of drugs and he sent me on my way. And well, I grew up, and I found him again after many many years. He was living on an island in the middle of the Great Salt Lakes, and he was writing a new book. It was called The Little Boy That I Gave Drugs To, and I returned those drugs to him years later. And he said, "Thank you, my young prodigy." And I said, "You're welcome, master." And thus started our friendship. And then he wrote a book called It. And then after that, he wrote a book called The Shining. Oh, god dang. Sometimes the crap that comes out of my mouth, it's all true, but still, it's hard to say. Ugh, I would never lie to you. I love The Shining. I got the book and I want to read it. I also have It. Then there's those that feel they need to pay attention. Yeah. Lucid dreaming, I deeply dove in, studied it to it. I also believe in astral projection as well as tapping into the you come back into your body. Well, and I think because your dreams are so you can go so deep. It, now I just want to talk about dreams. 1 second. Don't look over there. See, I'm just a person with a cool hat. What were you just saying? Yeah, Stephen King's. So, I mean, obviously, with anything, there's like weird parts to his stories, and because the thing in it with the kids, it's like, what are you doing? What was that? Um, but the premise and everything is just so interesting, and I love how they're all sort of tied together. How he has um, recurring themes and places and characters, things like that. I loved The Stand. When I was a kid, that came on. That was a mini series on TV. We recorded it on VHS, and or we had. I think my stepbrother's grandma recorded it for him and had it, and I watched the hell out of that. I might watch it tonight. It's on YouTube. You can just watch the first episode. It is a cool hat. I used to wear a hat just like this back in Idaho, back in Boise. Whenever I performed as Storie Grubb in the Holy Wars on stage, I wore a tie, and I had a hat like this, and it was my trademark. And I guess I left it in Idaho or lost it a long time ago, which really sucks. But this is the closest thing I've ever found to it. I do like it. It's just really hot out here. Um, but there's a lot of with the astral projection and all this kind of stuff. It people would laugh at that kind of thing, but they those same people, do they even know about like how the CIA like ran experiments and or do experiments with psychics, and how right now they use psychics to control UAPs and the government has these places where people could they can control them, and they can also bring them down, like crash land them and stuff like that, so we can like capture them. um this is all it's all public knowledge, everybody. It's I feel like the dude from The Thing. He's like, they're falling out of the sky. Chariots of the gods, man. But this is the thing we've forgotten over the course of our the past several thousand years. Um, that darn light. It just goes out whenever it wants. Hey, poor little sucker. Um, this is the thing that feels like our like mankind or whatever have lost. We've lost it. And we're now led by like cretins and monsters and stuff, where I think once upon a time, back when we actually could use our minds in different ways and we knew how powerful we were, we could actually change nature. And if we even concentrated on things, or we put things like pyramids and obelisks and things like that, conductors all over the freaking planet, and pulled the natural energy like freaking Tesla would or whatever out of the earth, um, that we were able to do extraordinary things with our minds without even having to touch things. And that's how I feel, anyways. And because feelings are everything. But all hypothetical, obviously. I don't know my ass from hole in the ground, but it's just interesting because that's why we have these dreams too, where we're able to, because you can also like manipulate time in your sleep and in your dreams, and psychics can manipulate time. Um, there's a lot of evidence proving that psychic abilities are real, and this is by in the CIA records and things like that. And it's been going back. It's even the Russians were doing this. All of the countries do this, doing it and do it still to this very day. I should know. I have one of the sons of bitches in the basement. Shut up. I hope you like frog. No, if anything, I just think that we have lost a huge part of our history, and now we fight over scraps, and it's the most frustrating thing to see these creatures that are us, that have so much freaking potential in us, and some the capacity for love and emotion, and just like it, the way that we interpret the world around us, and nature, what it does to us, and what we do to each other, and how we interact with the cosmos, and how it affects us, and all the radiation and microwaves and everything that are going through us all the time. And I mean, it's amazing that we're even freaking alive, let alone able to like communicate and then commune and argue and bicker and moan and complain. But everything else too, all the great that comes with life too. It's just it's the craziest thing you could ever imagine. And it's just you're constantly running out of it. This version of it, I don't know how I got there from UAPs or psychics, but I did, didn't I? Yeah, I did. They might be listening. They're always listening. The portable Orlan is going to ring. That's an interesting thought there, Jamon. Jamon, I never know. I'm gonna call you Herman. Energy changed. Yeah, that one's perfect. Man, it's. I remember thinking this. I mean, I've said this before too, but I always in the '90s as a kid, and especially when I started playing music, I remember thinking back then that there was nothing left to fight for, or that we'd won all the wars, and everything was just gonna get better. Like we were, by the year 2000, we were gonna be flying cars and Jetsons and Star Trek, and money wasn't. I was a delusional child, but hopefully naive, whatever you want to call it. Hopeful. Had a lot of hope. And this was 1995 when around this time, 96. And I was 15 or so, 16. I forgot what we were talking about. But yeah, I totally forgot what we were talking about. What was the last comment? You must go now, Hakuna. Take care of yourself, spread love. Later, Daniel. Oh, you must go now. I read that. How did I read it like that? Later, Daniel. You take care of yourself. Herman, we're still gangsta though. What was I gonna say? Oh, that's right. I just back in the 90s, I thought that I was born 30 years too late because I wish that I could have been like a musician in the 60s and 70s and stuff. You know, I felt like that would have been a cool time. And I thought, because I thought, I always felt like, even as a teenager, that I had something to say, or that what I had to say was because other people couldn't say it, you know? Um, so if I could say it through art and music, then I would for them in a way. I don't know how that, if that makes sense. But for the people who have died, you know, and don't have a voice, you know, sometimes you gotta remember them and you gotta speak for them. Um, but it's crazy because now that I'm older and so much has happened, there's so much more, and that's what kind of pisses me off about our culture right now is that, I mean, there's a lot of, obviously there's a lot of vitriol towards like this administration and all this kind of stuff. I'm not going to get political, but if anything, it bugs me that there's like the music is just, there's no like punk, doesn't seem like there's anything like movements going on like that are actually like gonna do any good, or everything is so compartmentalized and everything's just, again, just everybody's just fighting over little scraps of stuff without, and not looking at the big picture and coming together in ways that would overwhelm the greedy and the monsters that I was talking about that run this planet. Um, what we're doing now is wholly sustainable, and we can't last like this without great turmoil coming. And that's why I guess I still have hope that things are going to change for the better very soon, because it can't. We were promised a future, you know, like all of us, not just some of us. And it's sad that so many people are willing to give it up just to be comfortable for 10 years. But they have kids. It's like, you have kids. Why aren't you? What are you thinking? Like, what are you thinking? This is. I don't have kids, and I'm worried for other people's kids because it's going to get bad before it gets worse, I think, you know, like really bad. But that's another tale for another time. Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah. Yeah. The end never goes down without a fight, you know, or like the fall, like the fall of Rome, you know. But it's like the last hurrah sort of thing. And then it'll just start over, and we'll just do it all again. I mean, it's just insane that we can't figure out, that our species couldn't figure out a way to get along, you know, like in a way like that we aren't threatened by nuclear war. And it's absolutely out of our hands. And that's another thing too about those UAPs and UFOs, and people would snicker and stuff, but those things are like hanging out by nuclear bases, and they turn off nuclear warheads, and they like turn the entire power off to these facilities, and soldiers see these things, and people are always like, well, how come they didn't get a picture? It's like there was no power. And also, even if they had pictures, people like that, it's like, you're not worth talking to, because if you don't, if you but anyways, yeah, like Rendlesham Forest and things like this, you know, there's some like crazy things that happen, and they don't, I don't think whoever they are like the fact that we have obviously nuclear warheads, and or they're testing us, and it's just so stupid. Humans are so stupid. So that's why I've been up here for so long, in Antarctica moon, on the Antarctica side of the moon. Better bread, but no chocolate milk. Earth is changing quickly. Oh, you better butter your biscuits. You're absolutely right about that. Oh, that's the thing. Yeah, I mean, the world is, and it, you know, this is what bothers me is the lack of long term thinking. There's no, I remember 15 years ago, 10 years ago or something, they were saying we have 10 years until we're past the red line and we can't go back, with like climate change and all that stuff. And yet that wasn't like one part of the campaigns or something for president. Like our planet and like the survival of our species isn't even like, or even just taking care of people in the most basic of ways, isn't even a thing in the conversation. And when you reach these areas of politics and these in the most desperate of times, obviously I'm thinking about the big picture stuff. I'm not talking about parties. I don't like the two-party system. I abhor it. Um, it's foul, and it's gotten us nowhere over the past 60 years. It's gotten us nowhere, and everything has gotten worse. Much, much worse for everybody. I mean, but people just bicker and moan about each other and blame each other. Well, they look over at their neighbor and they blame them. And look at their cousin over there, they blame him. But it's like they never look up and look at the people that they're following and think, well, maybe it's them. Maybe it's they have all the power. And not these people down here who have no power and that are just as desperate as I am. But no, people love to fight and bicker and blame and label. And it's just, when we all want the same thing, we all need the same stuff. We all want the same thing. And I don't like seeing other people suffer. I don't like seeing humans suffer. I don't care who you vote for or what you look like or what you wear or who you date. I don't want to see you suffer. And there's a lot of suffering going on. So, on that happy note, I'm sorry. I just have a lot on my mind, I guess. Stuff is weird, and I think that's why I did #weird in the name of this video, because I knew it was gonna get weird. How does my hair look? They were cutting down the acres and acres of rainforest, and then they let it burn too. They probably set it on fire, and just because remember when all of these places were on fire, and then all of a sudden you just never, like Hawaii, for example. I never hear anything about Hawaii anymore. It was like the biggest freaking thing in the world, and then nothing, And I guess it's a testament to how fast things maybe can bounce back. But I remember at the time, all these real estate people were wanting to like go in there and buy up the land and do all this like they do everywhere, and then build these things where people can't even afford to live in. It's just that sometimes you just get tired of nothing ever happening for the working people, for the working class. We don't ever get anything, and the rich get tax cuts. Like the already billionaire richest of the rich get tax cuts, And I'm not talking about just now, but that probably the biggest tax cuts you've ever. I saw the smiles on their faces, so they must have been pretty damn big. But that happens every freaking year, every 4 years, every president. It's just they just get more and more and more because the divide between us all is going more and more and more. They're not smiling because the people on the bottom are getting stuff at all. Like they're laughing at us, all of them. That's why I draw, and that's why I'm not drawing right now, because I wouldn't be able to draw because I'm angry, and I'm peed off. And again, I'm mad for the people that don't have a voice, or the kids that are still drinking lead in the water in Flint, Michigan, still, after being gaslit by the government for 20 years. And that's happening all over the country. What What happened? What did I say? What did the presidential debates really become? I know. I know, and everything is like that. Everything is just glitz and glamour and bright freaking noises and graphics and stuff. Even the news, you just try to watch the news and it's like news tonight. It's just like just tell us what's going on. What is this? Just tell us what's going on. What you spend more on the graphics than you do actually going out and investigating stuff or like getting stuff done, or actually helping people. But again, who am I to talk? I'm nobody. I just make stuff on YouTube. I'm a content creator. That's what I do. It just, did you see? I got a haircut. It's, there we go. I just pull that forward. Yeah. But yeah. Sometimes it all comes spilling out. It's easy when I remember things. Because when you remember things, well, it's hard to forget them. Yeah, pretty sure that's true. Yep. And the thing is that scares me the most is like once you get to a certain level of comfort, these people that make 100,000 a year, I think it's like if you make 100,000 a year, like you can practically just live comfortably, right? Oh god, the bubbly water makes me want to burp. And when we all know people that are, maybe everybody here knows people that are pretty darn wealthy. It's not that they don't have feelings, and it's not that they need to be eaten or something like that or whatever, but once you get to a certain level of that not rich, but wealthy, I think wealthy is a better word, comfort level, then it's easier to just kind of forget the people that are, that are working class or any. I've been around people that are wealthy, let's just say this, and they really do talk down about the working class, and they assume a lot about other people that they shouldn't be assuming about, like that they enjoy commuting, they enjoy getting away from their family so they can have some peace. And I'm talking about commuting an hour, because they gentrified their neighborhood or something, and they say, well, maybe they enjoy the commute because they get away from their kids and family for a few hours every day while they drive an hour there and an hour back somewhere, across the river. And I'm just like, they enjoy the commute. And the fact that, there's just so much, they're a little, there's this sense of, not sense of it, but my brain is going in all directions. But they're out of touch. Let's just say this. I'm not talking about every single one of them either. Them, the wealthy. I'm just saying, the mega rich especially, though, they get to this point where it is like a game. Who can be the wealthiest? I mean, what are they doing with all that wealth? And then this is on top of us finding out a few years ago about how all of these same people are putting all of this money, all of this wealth in other countries, in bank accounts and other offshore accounts and stuff like this. And nothing is ever done with that. And you never hear anything about that kind of stuff. And it happens all the time too. And how the Pentagon loses like $8 trillion every freaking year or some shit, And so what's going on with that? Yeah, and then people are freaking starving. Or just the fact that people they get people that are starving to make fun of other people that are starving. Your leaders turn us against each other in unimaginable ways all the time. And then they laugh at you for it. They laugh at you and they say, good boy, good girl, good kids, whatever the hell they want to call you, whatever they think of you, peons, pawns. And I say you is like as if I'm not one of them. Doesn't matter if I think it's all hogwash and that they're all out to get us. It doesn't matter because I suffer just like everybody else under this system, this broken ass system. Best country in the world. 60% of the country can't afford a $500 emergency. and 40,000 people every year die from adequate health care. They die every year. 40,000 people, if not more, in this country. And nobody gives a shit. Gotta get their iPhone 17. But nobody talks about it, so why should they care? Why should they? But then everybody complains about it, but then it's like how people will say, well, they'll complain about things that are being made in China, but then they'll complain about the prices of things that are made in the USA. You can't have one without the other. That's why jobs went over there, so they could do it cheaper. And now, it used to drive me crazy in the pet stores. Well, don't you have any toys that were made in the USA? I'm like, well, yeah, we have a bunch up there, but they're $10, you know, more expensive. Oh, well, I'll get this Kong. And I don't blame people. That's, it's a predicament. But the thing is to know your enemy and know why we're in these positions. It's not because you're a fucking neighbor, not because even if they're rude, even if they freaking hate you, it's not their fault. This predicament that we're in, it's not their fault. You know? If anything, people are so heightened now because they're just like, what do you call it? Like wild animals in a corner. You know, they get like in a corner and they're like, they get like lash out and stuff. It's like you're just gonna be like, no, here's some, that's good, huh? And they're like, oh, that's pretty good, And then you can lure them out, and you can bag them up with something around their head really quick. So they don't bite you. Oh my god, fucking bite you. But then over time, you get the bag off, and you pat them on the head. And they're like, it's cool. You get to know them a little bit. It's happened once or twice, I'm sure, but it's worth thinking about. I think everybody has something to offer. It's unfortunate that hate is such a tool as well for those that crave it. It gets to be an addiction to just want to fight and control and otherize people. Make yourself seem better and not equal. I guess I could see the I don't know. I guess I don't understand the idea of being it's like history repeating itself sort of stuff. Or the feeling of being forgotten, like your race or something like that, like the white supremacist people, like talking about, being the wiped out or something. But it's like, what is my skin? So I'm the same as I'm mostly. What am I mostly? I'm mostly Scottish. I just found out. Just because my skin is white doesn't mean I'm a relative of some dude in Yugoslavia or some shit. Like he's white. He's probably whiter than me, and doesn't mean he's my cousin. You know what I mean? Like I don't understand because like white isn't even like a nationality or anything. It's just you're just white. Your skin's white. There's a lot of whiteys. Skin is just like that's like the most basic thing and it's crazy to me that people would even like look at somebody and think that they're better because of the color of their skin. It's like, but it's kind of what drives me crazy about insulin. Or what triggers me in the medical world is like all you have to do the thread, all you have to do that to pull that with to realize how messed up and gross and disgusting our system is look at the price of insulin. And look at all the people who ration it and don't do it or skip it because they can't afford it, and how disgusting that is that it's not free for those people. Pigs at the top, I tell ya. But and I don't even have diabetes, but a lot do, and they deserve it to live. But on the other hand, yeah, it was whatever else I was talking about. I lost my train of thought. Choo choo. Okay, yeah. Well, and that was my thought too. Thanks, Herman. It's called a club. It's a club. Is that once you get to a certain amount of wealth, it's much easier to forget where you come from, and thus like the whole kicking the ladder down behind them kind of thing. Or like a sense of, or even like a different set of standards and morality. And I'm not saying this in a mean way, but it's something that you witness, and it's just even in customer service, at certain grocery stores you work at, and you brush elbows with people that are very wealthy, and you're just like a bug on their shoe, a turd on their windshield. Um, and it's like they don't even know, like they don't even understand that they do the things that they do, because it's just there's this look in their eye where this really really beautiful look. I just can't help it. You have a really beautiful look in your eye, and they're like, "Well, I'm wealthy," and I'm like, "Oh, that's it." No, it is this thing though, because especially like I was gonna say, the mega rich, they have different standards, and they look at things differently. They look at us as if, they know better than us because they're wealthy, and it's not me saying this. It's God. It's God saying this. So go. You can't argue with that. Anyways, I know that I have a friend who's very rich. And we're not friends anymore. He doesn't like me anymore for probably many reasons, but he's a good guy, and he thinks just because he has a lot of money that people that I don't even know how to explain it. I could care less if you have money or no money. I've sat with homeless people and smoked cigarettes with them and philosophized, and I've hung out with very very wealthy people and done the same. Um, and everybody in between. It's people are people, but there is a system that exists, and we all have to exist within it, and it's called the Matrix. If you take the red pill, anyways, I hope you guys have a good night. I gotta head out. Head out. A lot to think about. It's been an interesting day, so a lot to dream about. Positive, or the people Sunday, right after church. Yeah, just be cool. I like that. Blacksmere, you take care of yourself. Hope I didn't offend anybody tonight, and if I did, I'll do it again, I'm sure. I appreciate the company, and I hope you find some sweet dreams and take care of yourselves and those around you. It's a magical thing called life, and I'm gonna eat some M&Ms. See you guys.